So today we're going to talk about a putt that research says the average amateur golfer misreads 85% of the time. That's a downhill left to right breaking putt. And I've got one here. We're going to show you that you read it wrong or it is a putt that you read wrong most of the time. We're going to show you an easy way to read it right better than 8 out of 10 times. Let's get started. So I've got a putt here. It's about 15 feet and it breaks a little bit, not a big hard sweeping break, a little bit from my left to right, and it's, I don't know, 4 or 5 degrees downhill. It's a little bit of a slope down the hill. Here's what you do. Always, first thing when you have a putt like this, you walk all the way around and read it from the side where you're below it looking uphill. And I'll show you why. All right, so I've got this putt that's downhill, breaks from my left to right. When you have one of those, walk all the way around the putt. Walk all the way around the putt. And imagine with your mind, imagine dropping another ball like I put another ball here. You can't do it on the course, but you can imagine it in your mind's eye. Another ball on that same line, but it's an uphill putt. And read the putt from the uphill side. Here's why. 2 things. One, you should always, if you have a downhill putt, you should always go below and read it going back uphill. Here's why. Take a magazine and hold it, and now try to read it like this. What's down here? You can't see the words, the letters on the page. It's just the way your eyes work. However, if I turn it like this with a tilt and I'm looking back uphill, I can read everything perfectly fine. So that's one, your eyes see it better that way. That's why most of us, this uphill putt on this same line, we read the downhill one wrong, research says 85% of the time. The uphill one, the average amateur, reads correctly more than 8 out of 10 times. So you come and imagine that you have a ball on the same line as your downhill putt, and where would I put this one if I were putting it uphill? You take note of that, then you go back to your putt and you add 1/2. So if this putt that is my uphill putt is 1 inch outside, I go back up to my putt and I'm going to aim 1.5 inches outside. Let's test that out and illustrate it and show you how it works right now. So on the far side of the hole over there is my downhill left to right breaking putt. I've gotten below it and read this one. I believe it's pretty straight. I'm going to put a T here where I think it is. So there's where I believe the uphill putt should start. I'm going to start it on that line and make sure that that read is correct. And then we'll come back and do the downhill. All right, so Leroy, our cameraman, lined up on that putt. Aim the ball at the tee just outside the right of the hole, and boom, almost straight, very little break into the hole. So we know our read is right. That ball breaks about a half a hole or less, very little. So let's come up here. So our read for the actual downhill putt, the uphill putt was about here. We moved the downhill putt about half again that much. Now let's go make that putt and see if it works. So now we have that tee 1.5 times where our uphill putt was. And this is the downhiller, right at that tee. Started it at that tee that I had marked. Didn't break much. It was a fast, slippery downhill putt, but it did break about 1.5 times the uphill putt. So if you've got a downhill putt that's difficult to read, do these 2 things. Walk all the way around the hole, read it going back uphill, because your eyes work better that way. You tend to read that putt correctly more often. Then pick your line, your target for the uphill putt. Then go back to your putt, and the downhill putt, the line is about 1.5 times that break. Hit that putt at the right speed. It'll go in. You'll find that you'll make a lot more and your misses will be much closer, and that's what you're after. And if you like the idea of making more putts, then give this video a thumbs up, tap in on that subscribe button and ring the bell. Share it with your friends, and until next time, here's to you making more putts.